Okay guys, today we're going to talk about calculator activity 3. It is the final one, yay. So let's start with the first one. Today we're going to use our calculator to graph the function and determine the domain, range, horizontal asymptote, and the y-intercept of the function. So first thing we're going to do is just put our function in. Okay, so we're going to go to y equals right here, and then we're going to enter 5 raised to the negative x minus 1. Okay, so we'll graph that. Okay, so we can see from our graph that our domain is going to go from positive infinity to negative infinity, so our domain is all real numbers. Our range, well, sorry, phone's on, is at negative 1. So our range is going to be from negative 1 to positive infinity, right? Because here's our negative 1, so negative 1 to infinity is our range. Our horizontal asymptote, well, is going to be at negative 1. And then to find our y-intercept, we can do second trace and then do value, because we know that at our y-intercept, our x is always 0. So if we just put 0 in and hit enter, it'll tell you our y-intercept, okay? It's a nice little trick for finding your y-intercept always. So our y-intercept is 0, 0. And then there is a step for you to graph it as well, but then just graph it to where it looks like this, okay? So you would pick your graphing tool. It does look like it goes the other way, but then you just rotate it about your y-axis, right? And then you'll be good. Just kind of do your skew until it looks like this, and you'll be set. It is the same thing for your second one, so you'll follow the exact same steps on number 2. Okay? So we're going to find the exact value of log base 5, 125. Well, I'm hoping by now you guys definitely remember how to do change of base. So you just do alpha y equals enter, do log 125, so log 125, and then go down and do log 5. Alright, that's going to give us 3, I hope, because you raise 5 to the third power, you get 125, so that would be that. Moving on to number 4, again we're going to use our calculator. I'm not going to show you guys all of these because I'm pretty sure that you know how excuse me, to enter fractions and logs into your calculator by now. I'm going to jump to number 6 and mention this one. On this one, they do mix ln's and logs in the same function, so just be aware of that. So it's going to be ln of 9 plus ln of 3. And then on the bottom they switch to logs, so just be aware of that, and then you're good. So ln 9, log 9 plus log 3. Alright, so there you go. Now, it says to round to 3 decimal places, and some of you guys really mess this up on the test. So what they want is just for you to go over to the 3rd decimal place and round, okay? So it just means to make it be 2.303, right? It doesn't mean for you to move the decimal place. The decimal place stays in the exact same place that it's in. You just go over to the 3rd, right, which would be tens, hundreds, thousands, and you round to the thousandths place. So please don't move the decimal place when it says round to the 3 decimal places. You leave the decimal place where it is, go 3 over, and round there. More than one person did that, so please don't do that. Yeah, you'll get it wrong. Alright, so then number 7, same thing. So let's go on to number 8. Number 8, we're going to graph the following function and its inverse on the same set of axes. So let's, again, y equals is our friend this time. Let's go to y equals. Well, let's graph f of x, which is going to be 1/4. Okay, hit the button today. So I'm going to go over here and put in a fraction, or parentheses, so 1/4 raised to x. So that's my first one, right? That's my f of x. Now we're going to graph the inverse, which is going to be log. Oop, clear. We don't want to do that. We want to go to math. Go up to, and this is your log with a base. That's what we want. So we're going to go here, alpha y equals enter, and then we're going to do 1/4, right? Because that's our base on this one. So 1/4. And then our argument is x. Now we're going to graph both of these. Let's go. If we go over here, we can make this be a darker line, and maybe we can see it graph better. Okay, so it comes like down here. It goes down. I don't know why that's not showing up. Why is it not showing up? Let's try a different one. Let's try that one. No, it's just not showing up. Okay, well, it graphs. I wish I could draw my calculator, but I can't. It comes down. Oh, you can see my cursor, can't you? It comes down here and then turns and goes like this, right? So it's right on the y-axis. It comes down. So then you can pick the graph from there, right? So your f of x is over here. Your log, your f of x goes from here and it goes on the x-axis. And then your log of 1/4 comes here and it goes below. Okay. Number 9. Use a graphing utility to solve for the equation ln x equals x cubed minus 3. So let's do that one. So again, we're going to go here and clear both of these. Go back up. We're going to make for y1, that's going to be ln x. And then for L2, or y2, that's going to be x cubed minus 3. Okay, and then we just graph them both. Okay, this one has 2 intercepts, so we have to find both intercepts. So we're going to say second trace, and then we go down to intercept. So we have to move, we're on the first curve, so we're going to move our cursor so we can tell which one is on first of all. Okay, sorry, my phone rang. I'm not really sure where I was, but we move the little cursor thing up a little bit so that we know what line we're on. And then that's our first curve, so we're going to hit enter. And then that jumps us to the other curve. I'm going to move it just a little so you can see that it's on the other curve now. And we'll just hit enter. It asks us if we want to guess. Well, of course we do. That's why we bought the calculator. And it tells us our intercept here. Okay, so our intercept is x equals 1.50. And that's what we would want. So I believe that's what it asks us is 1.50. We want you to round to 2 decimal places. So it would be 1.50. Now, you also have to find the other. So again, we're going to do second trace, and then we'll go down to intersect again, and now we'll do the second one. So now it's up here at that intersection. It doesn't matter if you drive left or right. So I'm just going to go left, make that our first curve. It jumps to the other one, and I'm going to go up a little bit. Ooh, too far. A little bit less. That's our second curve, so I'll hit enter again. And then 1.50 would be our second answer, okay? So that would be our 2 intersections. Now remember, if you have 2, you put them in there and you separate them with a comma, please. Okay? So that's how you do number 9, number 10, okay? Yeah, that's how you do both of those. Now let's look at 11. If you have f of x and g of x, you want to graph f and g on the same Cartesian plane. You do it the same way as we just did 9 and 10, right? You put f in y1 equals, and you put g in y2 equals. Then you would graph it just like we did. You would do second trace, intersect to find your intersection. And then that would give you your y equals, okay? You would put that in. Then it wants to know, based on the graph, you want to solve for f of x is greater than g of x. So you can do that if you could tell from the graph by looking, right? I struggled with my number 11, the one it gave me, right? I struggled greatly telling from the graph. Even when I zoomed in, it was difficult to tell. So if you want to go hands-on and tell from that, you can solve for it, right? Which you would just take 3 raised to the x minus 3 is greater than 2 raised to the x minus 2. Then you would ln both sides, solve by hand, and you would get when x is greater than. Mine came up to be 4.71, which ironically, no, not ironically, it's supposed to be that, was the intersection. So when my x was greater than the intersection point, my f of x was greater than my g of x, right? It's not always that way, but in my graph it was. So that is one way you can do it. If you can't tell from the graph, just set your functions, like whether it wants greater than or less than, and then solve for it, okay? You know how to do that. Alright, 12. Find the amount that results from the given investment. So this is just your financial models, and you will just, I don't know, it seems like a lot of you guys don't like to make the little key. It's helpful to me. You'll just plug that into your calculator and see what it equals, okay? That is for 12, 13, and 14. So that's your financial models. You just plug and chug on those. Not real hard. So I think that is really all you need for this video for your third calculator activity. Okay, if you run into a snag, you need more, please get a hold of me. I'd be happy to help you. Okay, have the best day.